Hello everyone, welcome to Codetzilla. Today we are again back with another problem solving question. And today we will be solving the question we have solved yesterday also, that is the sum problem. But today we will be solving it on LeetCode and trying to find out the solution, get the optimal solution basically. So now let's firstly go to the LeetCode and see the problem statement which we have. So threesome is the problem statement, and if I go to my OneNote where we try to solve this same problem, uh, to solve, but yesterday we solved it in Cultium compiler and there it worked absolutely fine. But when we try to implement the same solution on lead code, then it didn't work actually. When we tried to solve it on lead code, it gave us a runtime error at a specific time because the reason is it was not optimized. Now the solution which I have pasted directly from the Cultium library, if I will try to run this, it will got accepted for some of the test cases which will be visible to us, but because of its time complexity for the bigger test cases, it will stuck here. We have to come up to a solution which will be optimized and which will help us to pass all the test cases. Right now, the solution which is in present front of you, this have three nested for loops. So because of those nested for loop, what happens? It will take more time complexity. So more time complexity, actually it means it will take around and round we go of and cube. So we have to optimize it. Now let's see what we can do to optimization. Now here we are. So problem statement is pretty clear. If you have watched yesterday's video, then you have quite a lot idea about it. So if I have to break down the problem statement, it will be like an array will be given to us, array which has some integer values, and we have to find three numbers if we three numbers whose sum will be equals to 0. Quite simple, huh? Yeah, like it will be like we have to find triplets such that if we sum all of them, like here it is given, and all of them should be different or unique, we can say, like I should not be equals to j, and j should not be equals to k, and k should not be equals to j, and so on. Like these sort of conditions we have to met, and along with that, sum of all. Like if we have nums array, the nums of I plus nums of j plus nums of k should be equals to 0. That's all. Like the previous statement only. There is nothing additional we have to. But previous approach which we were following was not letting us to pass all the test cases, and the reason is the time complexity because we were using C for loops. But what we can do is if I will take the screenshot and try to remove certain portion only, like I will not change the whole code of, just change few specific things in the code which we can improve although, and that will be using the two pointer method. Now in the two pointer method, what we can do is the output for loop which we have, I mean that this for loop which we have, uh, we don't need to modify it because we need actually three pointers in this. One pointer will be from the for loop, two pointers we will be making off, so we can eliminate these two for loops basically. And how we will be eliminating it is by using this thing. Right now, if I will have a for loop, which we already have from int I equals to 0 and running I till n minus 2 and then doing uh, I plus plus, if this is one of the for loop, the two pointers which we need, one should be placed just after this I pointer, and one should be placed at the last. So I can name it as int left is equals to I plus 1, whereas int right pointer, or we can say the end pointer, whatever we want to say, it should be equals to n minus 1, means placing it at the last. By the way, n is the size of our array, So that's how we will place two pointers. Now the next condition which we have to write off is these are the two pointers that are now the logic we can say it will be something like we will be trying to find out the current value. But before finding the current value, we also have to iterate in this loop. So we will be using a while loop here. So while loop will be running with a condition till our left is less than our right. That's what we do in a two-pointer technique. Along with that, we also need one more thing, that is current. So let me remove this, and now the current value will be int current. Value will be sum of the three numbers which we want, the three sum problem actually. So it will be like ARR of ith plus ARR of left plus ARR of right. So three numbers, sum of all three numbers. And now we will be writing up the conditions actually. Logic is here, condition is here. First condition will be if somehow our current is equals to zero, which we want actually, which we want as the answer. So we already have a set which we have discussed in the previous question. So we will be taking off that set. So it will be like answer dot insert the answer. We will be inserting of that nums I, j, k, or I left, right, whatever it is. Second condition, now we have to find out. The second condition will be if if our current else if our current value is coming out to be more than zero. If it's coming out more than zero, then in that case, what we have to do, if our value is coming more, then what we have to do is we have to reduce our value, we have to reduce our current, and for reducing our current, we have to make right minus minus because the rightmost pointer will be pointing earlier towards the bigger value. So if we decrease that, our value will automatically get decreased. Okay, and so how our current value will be coming more closer towards the zero. In else condition now, we can make a right plus plus or we can say, oh, sorry, left plus plus. What left plus plus means, this is the condition. This is the condition for, I can say, when our current is less than zero. If our current is less than zero, what does it mean symbolically? Just symbolically, it means we are lesser than zero. So now we have to increase the current value. So for increasing the current value, left is that smaller number, so we have to increase left to the bigger numbers. So that's how it's doing left minus minus will help us to reach till the zero. And that's all I think so. The approach is totally done. Now we just have to implement this approach and see if it works or not. So now let's go to LeetCode and try to solve this with this specific approach. Let me start this off. Now the changes which I showed you, like we have to do only here only. So like I have already done this question previously, so you can go and check out the steps which we have done. But still, let's give a brief about all of them. We are using the set data type to solve this specific problem. So that we can, whenever we insert any of the values inside our set or our array, then what will happen? It will automatically figure out what all are the correct things or what all are the non-duplicate ones and keep those only. So if there is any duplicate which we insert by mistakenly also, then it will be taking care of that because duplicates are not allowed in it. You can see that not that the solution set must not contain duplicates. So now you can see set, so it means you can apply of the set condition. This is to just find out the size. This is to sort the array. This is the first for loop which we have built earlier also. Now let's get into the problem statement and the solution. Firstly, making a left pointer, which I told you, and left will be I plus 1. Making a right pointer, and right equals to n minus 1. So both of the pointers are there, are right now at their positions. Now writing a while loop. While the left is lesser than our right, In that case, what we have to do? The left is lesser than the right. So in the steps which we have written here, the logic, it means now while loop is done, next is our which is current value. So now let's figure out and try to find out the current value. In current, it will be num ith value plus num left plus num right. These are the three numbers basically. Next term is if condition. Now we have tracked the condition. Now we already have the current value. The conditions are left. I will be writing if our current value is equals to 0. In that case, what will happen? In that case, we will be inserting it in our array dot insert. So in the vector and to insert in a vector or to push in a sorry to insert in a set and push in a vector are two different things. When we have a vector, we push the values to put inside it. When we have a set, we use insert keyword to insert values inside it. So what we will be inserting is nums dot I comma nums dot j, or we can say nums j, or there is nothing j actually, there is just, and then nums right. So these value only. Now let's get into the next thing, which will be L. If our current is greater than 0. If our current is greater, we have to reduce our current, and for the reducing current, we have to reduce the greater value, and the greater value is at right pointer, so we will be reducing right. Else condition, if our current is smaller than 0, then we have to increase the current, and for increasing the current, we have to increase the smaller value, so left plus plus. Here also we have to do left plus plus, sorry, and right minus minus. And why we need to do this step like left plus plus and right minus minus? Even if we reach at the 0, it might happen like we will also get another solution with similar I only. So that's why for the next iteration we will put all the both of the pointers one step ahead, one step behind, so that it will iterate again and then try to find out the different solutions and to find out the solution for us. So this is that much only. At the end, I just made the answer, and I one by one take the values from the array and push it inside our answer and then return the answer. Now let's run this and see if it works or not. Hmm. I think internet is a bit slow. That's why it's taking a bit of more time to solve this, how to run this. Yeah, it got accepted. It got accepted. But the thing is, previous answer also got accepted, which we have solved earlier with the three for loops, higher time complexity. But see, if we submit this, then it got accepted or not, because the previous solution got stuck in the time cases. You can watch the previous video also of three sum only with unoptimized brute force. There you will find out the solution which we have written in three for loops was not able to pass five or six test cases. It got stuck in 308. It did for 308 test cases, and there are some more test cases which still need to be done, and it was not able to pass those. So that's why that solution is good for the beginners. But in interview might ask you to optimize the solution. Now let's see if it would have worked for us or not. Previous solution it got stuck. Now let's see for this, because in this we are using two pointers instead of having the nested for loops again and again. We are going with the for loop, and it got accepted. Yes. So our solution got successfully accepted here. You can see that solution is accepted, and if we click on the analyze complexity, it will also help us to analyze the complexity. But yeah, I think I have used earlier on it. So no worries. So with the two-pointer approach, we were able to solve this question, and we are able to submit this also, and it got accepted also, and that's what we want. So that's all. It will try to analyze the time complexity. It might take time. I'm already saying I'm right now not in my campus, so internet is pretty slow here. But still, we are able to solve the problem for today. So that's all. I hope you like it. I hope you will solve this problem statement also. Yeah, here you can see that the time complexity is big O of n square, and the previous solution which we have solved was big O of n cube. Reason is 3 for loops, the nested one. So that is the difference between both of the solution, and that's why this solution got stuck in n lifetime complexity. So that's all for this. Thanks for watching, and try to solve this.